Beginning in 1991, Japanese animation studio Gainx sought to expand their video game offerings beyond the dating simulators and point-and-clicks that they've been producing so far. So they struck up a collaboration with Game Arts, the creators of the critically acclaimed RPG series Moonin. Long before a pointy-nosed dragon became a mascot for the Sega Saturn, a dragon tamer was unleashed upon its predecessor, the Sega Genesis. With a veteran game maker and a veteran animation studio at the helm, they were set to embark in a new direction, creating an arcade-style action game for this growing new console. Released in 1992, it received critical acclaim, but it failed to garner a huge audience of Genesis fans in a crowded market. I've only seen it in the wild in one place when I was a kid, the local video store by my house, Captain Video. With such heavy competition and with such scant opportunities to rent games back then for me, I never ended up getting around to Alisia Dragoon, but I would often look at the cover when my family was over looking at movies, wondering in my adolescent brain what it was all about. With the sunsetting of the Sega Genesis and the death of video stores, this female beastmaster quickly faded into obscurity, but with the release of the Sega Genesis Mini last year, Alisia has been given a new lease on life. So today on Doc Mochrie Gaming, we're going to see if we should have given it a shot all those years ago, or see if we should have left it in the past. Alright, let's get started. Wait a second, when was the first time? This isn't a sequel. That's how I like my Genesis stories, nice and basic. They cut right to the chase in this game. You don't have to go around collecting all your animal friends, they just give them to you right off the bat. They throw you right into the fire in level 1. Just a non-stop barrage of enemies. More like a 2D shmup than an action platformer. Wikipedia claims that this is a flying lizard, but they have a dragon. It's a bit odd that they ran out of animal ideas at 3. Even though they give you all the animals right off the bat, you still gotta power up their attacks. Reminds me of another Genesis game that I had when I was a kid called Shadow Blasters. It was a common feature of many early Genesis games, a secret pathway through the wall. The only difference in the animal characters visually when they get maxed out is that they turn completely gold. At least it's a cool looking color scheme. They played with the formula a bit in this game to add an element of strategy. Instead of straight shots all the time, it auto aims, but if you choose to wait a few seconds, it'll unleash an attack that'll hit everything on the entire screen. This period was heavily influenced by fantasy designs, which would explain why there's so many cockatrices in early Genesis games. But this one seems solid. You just randomly bust out a lightning flash every few seconds. First boss, you sneaky bastard. Classic 16-bit trope. Show the last boss real quick early and have him explain his global domination plans, then have him disappear till the very end of the game. Talking all that crap while wearing an ugly ass dress hanging out with an ugly ass ball. Level 2 and they're starting to throw in mid-bosses like this giant dancing snake. The pattern seems fairly straightforward though. The main boss, not so much. The ugly swamp creature's a little harder to avoid, probably because he takes up about a quarter of the screen. "16-bit trope number 3, giant airships." Another thing that's very shmup-like is the random turrets everywhere in this level. The bosses seem to come in two varieties, either giant missile-launching sprites, or groups of multiple enemies at once, but at least they change it up. Down to a sliver of health. I'm just glad I don't have to do that all over again. Not much to level 4 other than this cool looking skinless dragon, but at least I have something interesting to look at while I'm jumping around like a maniac. Bosses are starting to cut it real close on the old life bar. Instead of hidden walls, they're hidden caves now. But at least they hook you up. There's nothing worse than going to a secret area and finding some garbage or something you already have. Although upgrading the fireball isn't really worth it because it's a piece of trash either way. Alright, let's mow some guys down with this golden dragon. This whole level is not that great, but the worst part is the annoying, tedious boss at the end. Looks like me and the animals are going aboard a giant-ass space carrier. This level's chock full of projectiles coming at you from random points of the screen at random times. It's even worse than the airship level. The Space Wizard is definitely one of the toughest so far. He's firing at me with 2 spinning AK-47s. And a tri-shot from random points on the screen, but it's okay though. I have a flying lizard that shoots boomerangs. And yet again, one little sliver of health. I swear, if I die on the way to the exit and I have to fight that guy again, then this video is going to be a short one. She really should be wearing pants. It's got to be cold up there. Now that's a very hideous looking cathedral. Not a very impressive cathedral. Seems to have a bit of a mold problem. This guy's a freaking bastard. He spawns 4 versions of the boss from the last level and just shoots packs of bullets at you. And they also explode on impact. I'm not even really quite sure what this guy's supposed to be. Is he an owl? Is he a pigeon? Is he a pigeon with a man's body? Now this is an old school endgame level boss level of hit points. You gotta beat on this guy forever. Thank God. That was the hardest boss in the game so far. Now onto the flying space samurai and his giant ball. don't think so, buddy. The toughest part about fighting this guy is dealing with the speed of his attacks. The ground waves are ridiculously fast. The Golden Dragon really puts it on him, but it's a juggling act trying to keep him from getting hit by his dragon. Apparently what was hiding in the giant rock ball was a harmless Satan goat angel. Well, either way, it's going down. His attacks aren't too hard to avoid, but he's massive and he likes to lock you down in the corner. And he's another one with 1,000,000 hit points. I spared you the first phase of this battle, it's kind of long and tedious. Damn it, flashing red dragon, would you shoot in the right direction? It was all up to you and you pulled through. Good job, level 1 cockatrice buddy. Glad to send this gigantic satanic goat angel back to where he came from. And so long, moldy flying island cathedral. Little do you know, my animal friends will save me. Well, that was Alisia Dragoon. The levels were just okay, but the bosses were fun and the art design was really good. After playing through it, I would definitely consider it a Genesis hidden gem. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Hit me up on @DocMochrie on Facebook, and I'll have many more videos for you on the way.